Dr. Kesslek had been studying human biology for exactly 47 days, and he had never encountered anything more terrifying. The human sat in the quarantine chamber, completely unaware of the panic he was causing. His name was Marcus, and he was eating a sandwich. Just a simple meal: bread, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and a thin spread of mustard. Nothing that seemed remotely dangerous. And yet, every sensor in the laboratory was screaming red alerts. "Impossible," whispered Dr. Venn, the lead biochemist, her 3 eyes fixed on the holographic readout. "The bacterial count is astronomical. Those microorganisms shouldn't be compatible with human physiology." "And yet they thrive," added Dr. Sorlix, the molecular analyst. His crystalline form vibrated with agitation. "Look at the fermentation patterns. The cheese alone contains 17 distinct bacterial colonies. The bread has been colonized by fungal networks. The human is consuming what should be a lethal cocktail of pathogens." Marcus took another bite, completely oblivious to the crisis unfolding in the observation lab. He seemed to enjoy it. His facial muscles curved upward in what their xenopsychology team had identified as contentment. "How is he not dead?" Kesslek demanded, pulling up the medical scans. "His stomach acid should be neutralized by the bacterial toxins. His intestinal flora should be in complete chaos. There should be systemic infection, organ failure, immune system collapse within minutes. Unless," Venn said slowly, her antennae drooping in realization, "the human system is designed for this." The laboratory fell silent. "Designed?" Sorlix's pitch rose in alarm. "You're suggesting humans evolved to consume deadly pathogens?" "Not evolved," Venn corrected, her voice trembling. "Engineered. This isn't random biology. This is intentional. The human digestive system has multiple redundant protective mechanisms. The stomach acid is extraordinarily potent. The intestinal lining regenerates at a rate 4 times faster than species we've studied. The bacterial colonies in the gut are organized like a defense network." Kesslek stared at the sandwich. At Marcus. At the data streaming across every display. "We've been approaching this wrong," he whispered. "We thought humans were fragile. We thought they needed protection. But they're not fragile at all. They're resilient. Adaptable. They're engineered to survive in hostile environments where survival depends on consuming anything available." "But why?" Sorlix demanded. "What evolutionary pressure would create such a system?" Marcus finished his sandwich and reached into his pack for a piece of fruit, an apple, another living organism teeming with microbes and natural antimicrobial compounds. He bit into it without hesitation. Dr. Venn suddenly understood. "Earth," she breathed. "Their home world. It must be contaminated. Dangerous. Filled with microbial life at every level. They didn't evolve to avoid pathogens, they evolved to thrive among them." "That would make the human body a biological fortress," Kesslek said, the implications cascading through his mind. "Every meal is a combat situation. Every food item contains dozens of competing organisms. Their immune system isn't designed to prevent infection, it's designed to manage a constant state of controlled infection. To negotiate with hostile microbes. To turn threats into symbiotic relationships." He pulled up a different set of data. The human blood samples. The genetic analysis. The immune response charts. "Look at this," he commanded. "This antibody profile. It's not fighting off infection, it's recognizing patterns. Negotiating. This isn't a binary system. It's a whole ecosystem operating inside the human body." "So the human," Sorlix said carefully, "is not a single organism. The human is a civilization," Venn confirmed. "Trillions of organisms working in concert. The human is a walking symbiotic collective that learned to cooperate with microbial life instead of destroying it." Marcus finished his apple and licked the juice from his fingers, introducing even more microorganisms into his body. He smiled at the observation window, apparently enjoying the view. Kesslek sat back in his chair, his mind reeling. They had been afraid of contaminating the human. They had considered him fragile. They had wanted to protect him from Earth microbes, to sterilize his environment. But the truth was far more humbling. Humans weren't weak. They were partners with an invisible universe. They had learned to survive not by dominating their environment, but by understanding it. By cooperating with it. By turning a hostile world into home through adaptation so profound that it existed at the cellular level. "We need to stop the quarantine," Kesslek said quietly. "But the pathogens," Sorlix began. "Are exactly what he needs," Kesslek finished. "We've been trying to protect a species that doesn't need protection. We've been treating a biological genius like a fragile artifact." He opened the communication channel to the quarantine chamber. "Marcus," he said, his voice filled with new respect, "would you like to tell us about Earth?" The human smiled, that same expression of contentment he'd shown while eating, and began to speak of a world that had taught him to thrive in chaos. "Kindly like and subscribe channel, thank you."